Imagine you are handed a single glowing golden seed. The seed represents everything you have to start with: your time, your energy, and your money. When you hold something this valuable, your first instinct is to protect it. We all want to feel secure, to make sure the little bit we have doesn't disappear. Imagine one person decides the only way to keep this seed is to lock it away. They hide it, guard it, and check on it constantly, driven by the fear that one wrong move will cost them everything. But there is another path. A second person takes that same seed outside and buries it. They accept the immediate vulnerability of leaving it exposed in the dark dirt, because they know it is the only way for the seed to actually multiply. It feels safe to avoid all risk, but keeping that seed perfectly intact in a metal box guarantees it stays exactly as it is, a lonely, dormant speck of gold. Playing purely defense might stop you from losing what you started with today, but it ensures you will remain permanently trapped at your starting line. As the weeks and months pass, both of these people are going to expend a massive amount of energy, but how they use that energy is night and day. One person spends their days polishing the vault. They believe that if they just sweat enough and follow every instruction perfectly, they will eventually find wealth inside that safe. The seed planter takes a different route. They study someone who has already grown a massive tree, avoiding years of useless labor. They look closely at the underground plumbing, figuring out how to build an irrigation system that feeds the roots automatically. Focus your energy on building a structure that can eventually water itself. This path moves you away from carrying heavy buckets every day and toward a system that functions on its own. Getting that plumbing right means you have to step outside your assigned daily tasks. You have to test new layouts, make mistakes, and try things that might fail the first time. Raw effort without a system behind it is just exhausting maintenance. Lasting wealth requires channeling your hard work into an architecture that sustains itself. Eventually, winter comes, a sudden expense hits, or the daily cost of living rises, and the resources you started with are no longer enough to get by. The person guarding the safe reacts by shrinking. They try to cut every possible expense, reducing their life down to the absolute bare minimum just to survive the season. The gardener does the opposite. Instead of retreating, their focus bursts upward. They pour their energy into nurturing the sapling so it can produce more value than it did before. Relying entirely on a fixed hourly wage leaves you waiting for someone else to hand you water. Building an asset means you are digging your own well. This approach requires training yourself to spot new opportunities in the landscape. You are always looking for ways to multiply your resources, rather than just clinging to what is left. Budgeting your resources is a necessary skill, but you cannot starve your way to true financial freedom. At some point, you have to stop shrinking your footprint and start expanding your harvest. Look at the long-term results. On one side, a rusty box on dry ground. On the other, a vibrant orchard. The person guarding the safe is exhausted, watching a single seed. The gardener has time freedom, watching effortlessly as fruit drops into waiting baskets. Often, the person guarding the safe thought about planting a garden, but they let the fear of a bad harvest paralyze them. The other person actually picked up a shovel and started digging. True wealth is not a massive pile of hoarded seeds tucked away in a vault. Wealth is owning the orchard that consistently produces them. Bring this back to your own life today. The orchard doesn't exist yet, and the metal safe is empty. Right now, you just have your time, your energy, and the resources in your hands. The decision is entirely yours. You can spend your life protecting what little you have in a tightly sealed jar,